Party City is gone. 820 stores. Locked done. Everything you walked into for birthdays, Halloween, New Year's, finished. Everybody says Amazon killed it. Online shopping won. That's the easy answer. And it's wrong. Somebody loaded this company with $1.8 billion in debt, then walked away with the cash. That's the real story. And almost nobody is talking about it. Picture this. It's February 2025. You drive past the Party City on your block. The windows are completely dark. There's a paper sign taped to the front door. Store closing, all sales final. The shelves inside are stripped bare. Shopping carts sit abandoned in the middle of an empty parking lot. Not a single customer. Not one employee. Just silence. Every Party City in America looks like that right now. All 700 remaining stores permanently shut down, and most people still think they know exactly why. Amazon online shopping. People stopped throwing parties straight up. That is wrong. By the time this is over, you'll know the real answer. Be honest. When was the last time you actually walked into a Party City? Think about the last time you were in one of those stores. What were you there for? Party City starts in 1986 in East Hanover, New Jersey. A guy named Steve Mandel has one idea. Take every party supply scattered across drugstores, dollar stores, and supermarket aisles, and put all of it under one massive roof. Better selection, lower prices. One stop for everything you need. You walk in with a theme in mind. You walk out with a complete party. Simple idea. Works immediately. By the 1990s, Party City is expanding like crazy, going from 11 locations to nearly 400 in a single decade. By 2018, the peak. They hit 820 stores and $2.4 billion in annual revenue. The biggest party supply chain in American history. One decision made years before that 2018 peak. One boardroom deal most people have never heard of. Had already written the ending of this story before the party even started. But to understand how bad it actually gets, you need to see how big this thing was first. In 2012, a private equity firm acquires the majority of Party City in a $2.7 billion deal. Most of that $2.7 billion is not their money. It's borrowed debt loaded directly onto Party City's own balance sheet. A leveraged buyout. This is mistake number one. The buyers use Party City itself as collateral to borrow the money to buy Party City. The company ends up owning the debt that was created to purchase it. That debt, every year, for years, costs over $100 million in interest alone. Not inventory, not employees, not competing with anybody, just interest. Before Party City sells one single balloon, $100 million a year is already gone. Then in 2013, 1 year after the acquisition, the private equity owners have Party City take on an additional $300 million in new debt. Not to open new stores, not to build technology, not to respond to Amazon. That $300 million goes directly to the owners as a dividend payout. The company borrows $300 million and hands it to the people who already own it. Think about this carefully. If someone handed you a business, made it borrow $300 million, took that money directly for themselves, and left, you holding all the debt, what would you actually call that? Be specific in the comments. This same playbook, buy a company with borrowed money, extract cash through dividends, leave the debt behind, has been run on dozens of American businesses. Toys R Us companies you currently shop at and fully trust right now. The debt is already there. Interest bleeding every day. The clock is already running. Mistake number one. Not a product problem, not a strategy failure. A debt weapon planted inside this company by the people who were supposed to build it. If this story is making you angry right now, that's the right reaction. Subscribe to Downfall Files. We cover the companies the business world quietly wants you to forget. The debt alone doesn't finish Party City. What comes next is worse. Mistake number two. Party City watches Amazon and online competitors take their customers year after year and cannot do anything meaningful to stop it. Party supplies are the perfect online purchase. You already know the theme before you buy. You already know how many guests are coming. You don't need to hold a balloon before you order at Amazon, and dozens of online sellers can deliver everything. Party City sells directly to your door, often cheaper, often faster, and they are not bleeding dollar. $100 million a year in interest payments. Their pricing can go lower. Party Cities cannot. They are fighting a price war while handcuffed between 2018 and 2022. Party City's revenue starts declining year after year. The stores get quieter. The inventory gets thinner. You drive there specifically for one themed item, and they don't have it anymore. So you pull out your phone right there in the parking lot, open Amazon, and find exactly what you wanted in under 3 minutes, delivered in 2 days. Party City just lost you, and they're going to lose you again next time. And the time after that, can you think of one company you use regularly right now that is making this exact same mistake? Ignoring what's coming while they're too distracted to respond? Because this is happening right now today. And while their customers quietly drift to Amazon and Spirit Halloween, which by this point runs 1,500 locations every October, twice as many as Party City, the company cannot invest in a real response. Every dollar that should be going into their digital platform, into better inventory, into competing, it's going to interest payments instead. Mistake number 1 is destroying mistake number 2 from the inside. In January 2023, Party City files for bankruptcy for the first time, $1.8 billion in debt. The restructuring wipes out roughly $1 billion of that. They close more stores, they lay off employees, and they tell investors, we have a plan. We are going to come out of this. We are going to survive. They don't. Mistake number 3. The 2023 restructuring fails completely after the first bankruptcy. Party City still carries $800 million in debt. $800 million. After erasing $1 billion. The interest payments are still there. The revenue is still falling. The customers are not coming back. In December 2024, less than 2 years after emerging from bankruptcy, they file again. This time, there is no plan. No restructuring. No second chance. Liquidation. Sell everything. Close every store. By February 2025, all 700 remaining Party City locations across America are permanently dark. 12,000 employees lose their jobs. 12,000 people who showed up every day, inflated balloons, helped kids pick out costumes, stocked shelves for the next birthday party, gone. Not because they did anything wrong, not because they made any of these decisions. They paid the full price for a deal made in a boardroom in 2012 that they had no vote in, no warning about, and no power to stop. Think about your childhood. Think about every birthday party you went to growing up. Somebody's parent drove to Party City every time for the balloons, the helium ones that floated up to the ceiling, the second you let go for the streamers, for the themed plates with whatever character was huge that year, for that one ridiculous, oversized happy birthday banner that ended up stuffed in a drawer somewhere. You didn't even think about it. Party City was just the place you went, not a choice. Automatic, did you go to Party City as a kid, for your birthday or someone else's? What's the one specific thing you remember most about walking into that store? I guarantee it's something exact. And Halloween? That was their Super Bowl. Halloween season accounts for nearly 20% of Party City's entire annual revenue. One single month. 20% of everything they make all year. They even launch a spin-off chain called Halloween City. Temporary pop-up stores that open hundreds of locations every October just for that one season. Nobody else is playing the game at this scale. Nobody. By 2018, Party City has an iron grip on its entire market. No national competitor for party supplies. Walmart has half an aisle. Dollar stores have cheap, generic items. Party City has a whole building. Full walls of costumes, every holiday covered, every theme in its own section. Buying power that lets them price lower than anyone else can match. At their peak, Party City doesn't just lead the party supply market. They are the party supply market. Steve Mandel said publicly in the 1990s that he wanted 1,000 Party City locations across America. At 820 stores, they are that close to that dream. A company that feels bulletproof. Strong revenue, loyal customers, 30-plus years of brand recognition burned into the memory of every American adult. Honestly, looking at 820 stores and $2.4 billion in revenue, would you have ever believed this company could go completely dark within 6 years? Drop your answer below. While Party City is sitting at its peak in 2018, stores full, revenue record high, everything looking fine from the outside, something is already broken deep inside. A wound opened 6 years earlier in a boardroom that most people will never hear about. Bleeding money every single day since 3 mistakes killed. Party City mistake number 1 started not in 2018, but in 2012. And it came from the people who were supposed to make this company stronger. Step back for a second. What is this really about? Party City did not die because Amazon is too powerful. Party City did not die because people stopped celebrating. Party City died because a private equity firm walked in, loaded $1.8 billion in debt onto the company's back, extracted hundreds of millions in dividend payments for themselves, and left the actual business to survive on whatever was left after the interest cleared. That is not a business failure. That is an extraction. When you see a big brand struggling, before you blame the product, before you blame the employees, before you say the internet just won, look at who owns it. Look at how much debt is on the books. Look at when that debt appeared and who put it there. Because sometimes a company does not fail from weakness. Sometimes it gets set up to fail from the very first day the new owners walked through the door. The real danger isn't competition or technology. It's ownership. Party City had 820 stores, $2.4 billion in revenue. A founder who dreamed of 1,000 locations and got within striking distance. Then somebody walked in, saw all of that value, and turned it into a debt vehicle. That's why the parking lots are empty today. That's why the windows are dark. That's the real reason Party City is gone and why the easy answer was always wrong. If this story hit different, drop a like right now. 2 seconds. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who deserve to know these stories. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button. Every week on Downfall Files, we will go deeper on the brands the business world quietly wants you to forget. And if you want to see this same playbook hit a different company, our last video is right up on the screen. The real reason Red Lobster is gone. It wasn't shrimp. Watch it next. Same anger, same ending, different brand. Okay, I'll see you on the next one.